What's up everyone, welcome to another video. Hope you're doing well. In this video I'm going to talk about how I was able to get the day to night hyperlapse transition with the DJI Mini 2. The DJI Mini 2 does not have any automated hyperlapse functions, but you can take timed photos to create a hyperlapse. I go over the steps of how I shoot the hyperlapse and then edit them later in post and then create the hyperlapse in my video editing software, and you can find the link to that video in the description below. I find that this usually works better during golden hour, but you can obviously do this at any time that you want. You could do when it's midday and then during golden hour, or midday and when there's no light out. It's totally up to you. There's a bridge over the highway and I wanted to create a hyperlapse of the Mini 2 going toward it. Now this is important because you need to remember certain things when you come back again to create the hyperlapse so that they don't overlap each other and they look close to the same path as you did in the day and the same for the night. So after I took off, I saw a building and I thought this is my landmark, and then I would start moving from here toward the bridge. I remembered my altitude, which is about 273 feet, and I also adjusted my gimbal tilt angle, which is about minus 16 degrees if I'm not mistaken, and then I kept the bridge in the center of the frame, and all I had to do is just keep flying forward, going toward the bridge slow as I can. I used ND filters to get the shutter speed down so I could get some motion blur in the hyperlapse as well. I set the Mini 2 to cinesmooth mode, and then I kept pushing the forward stick gently to get a speed of about 1 mile per hour. I recommend shooting photos for about 5 minutes or more to get a good enough amount of hyperlapse. Now when I set out at night to get the night version, the night hyperlapse, I just took a screenshot of my path, and you can do this by going into the DJI Fly app and looking at your path so you know where you were and what direction you were going in. But like I said, I knew where the building was and around which position I set the Mini 2, so I used that as my landmark and my starting point, and then all I had to do is adjust the altitude, the gimbal tilt angle, and then just keep moving forward. Now obviously this did not work out completely the same as it did in the day. You're gonna find some changes here and there, but that is to happen obviously because you're doing this manually. It's not automated like the waypoints feature with the other drones such as the Air 2S, Air 2, or Mavic 2 Pro. Now once I'm home, I get all the pictures, I export them to my computer, and then start editing them to get a natural look. And then I put them on to my video editing software, which is Final Cut Pro, to edit them. There's two ways to do this. One is by adding key points. So you add a key point to the start of the video and then reduce the opacity to 0. Then you move a bit further where you think you might want to start your transition, set another key point, and again set it down to 0. Move a few frames forward that you want the transition to have the dissolve effect, and then set a key point and set the opacity to 100. So from the second key point to the third, the video will start showing its opacity. It'll move from 0 to 100. Or the second way to do this is just by adding a cross dissolve transition. So you cut off the part which you don't want, and then where you want the transition to begin, just add the cross dissolve transition there, and then the day will transition into night or night transition into day. They're both simple, they're both easy to do. It's up to you which one you want to use. Now this goes without saying, try doing this on a day that isn't too windy, so it doesn't give you too much trouble for post stabilization. If you found this video helpful, do hit the like button so it reaches more people, and subscribe if you haven't already for more weekly videos such as this one. I recommend you watch this video next to learn how I shoot the hyperlapse with the DJI Mini 2 and then edit the photos in post. I'll see you there.